Hello everybody and welcome to race number 9. We are past halfway through in the American Ethanol Truck Series. We are here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, one of the largest tracks we will be going to on the circuit. And we're going to be starting your lineup off with Mitchell Henderson on the inside front row, your points leader, and Kenny Washington, one of your former points leaders, on the outside of row 1. Row number 2 will be one-time winner Jason Kranz in the 25 to his outside. Driver still looking for a victory, Bill Cox in the number 22. Isaac Nichols starting off his race with a decent starting position in row 3 inside, and Kurt Trencherman in the 60 will be row 3 outside. Arnold von Hindenburg, no stranger to the front of the rows. He's going to be starting row 4 inside. Nick Pericles in the 6 truck will be on his outside. Row number 5, Tristan Allen in the 98 is going to start row 5 inside. And Jennifer Power in the 81, getting a decent starting position after the last race, row 5 outside. At Lagacy and Derek Yarworth will make up row number 6. Lagacy, your last winner, and Derek Yarworth really a bit bitter about that last race as he did not get the win. Russ Kamoski in the 4 truck in row 7 inside. To his outside, 696 driver Alex Cage. Colin Denton, new sponsor on that number 19 truck, row 8 inside. Antonino Russo in the 26 is going to start on his outside in the 8th number 26 Dodge. Steve Hickman in the 64, row 9 inside. And Daniel Bouchard, winner at Texas, row 9 outside. New driver, Dave Kennedy, his first start in his first attempt, row 10 inside, and Zachary Fitzwater rounding out in the 20th spot in the 76. Alexander Rowe making up a 3-truck field of Farfham Motorsports trucks, row 11 inside, and Igor Barreto in 22nd to his outside. 23rd is the 06 of Jacob Poole, not the greatest qualifying effort, and Kieran Pangborn in the 24, row 12 outside in 24th. His teammate right behind him, Eric Monaco, in 26th, while Tanya Breyer is going to be to his inside in the 38 truck on row 13. Row 14, Rick Witt, definitely a lot of Chevys back here. Eli Bright running another Casey's scheme in that 14th row on the outside. Ryan Kendall, again with a horrible qualifying effort. Outside of him is Gatlin Downey, one of his teammates in the ASCA. Row 16 inside is the 45 of Cesar Chavez, another good start for him. And Nathan Hellman in the 17, going to start row 16 outside. Justin Zeidel, a terrible qualifying run, row 17 inside, and Barraza making another race after a long stint of missing. Same with Frodomar Otts, and Jack Porkins going to start row 18 inside in the 35th position. As we get ready to go, these are the drivers that did not make the race, that did attempt the race, and a few drivers that we've seen making it a lot lately, but just not this time, it seems. Ace Garcia being one of the biggest names in that list. But we're hitting the green flag as Henderson takes him down into the front straightaway, this long straightaway that Indianapolis is known for. As they head into turn 1, Easy taking the lead for the 88 truck. And Washington's going to see maybe making a move to the inside, but does not make the move, and that'll open the door for Jason Kranz in the 25 truck, as he has a really good run on the inside of that corner. Meanwhile, drivers jostling for position behind them. The 13 of Isaac Nichols has already moved his way up a little bit from where he started from, but hasn't really done a whole lot since. Although we are still on the first lap, we're going to see who gets to lead it as we come down the front straightaway. The 25 of Jason Kranz close in tow behind the 88. But the 88 of Mitchell Henderson is going to lead the first lap down, and we are going racing here at Indianapolis as Jason Kranz taking a shot to the inside, and he's going to take the lead. But not too long after that, on lap number 4, the 90 truck of Kenny Washington is going to take the lead away from the 25, as he really has one of the fastest trucks out there right now. Kenny Washington, that 90 truck, definitely no holds bar at this point. He wants to get back up to that points lead, and this is the way to do it, to win the race, and that's how he thinks that he's going to do it. Meanwhile, Jason Kranz wanting to get up to the points lead himself, and the 88 of Mitchell Henderson wanting to take the points lead. However, Isaac Nichols wouldn't kill for a win, but he would definitely deserve a win, especially from right now with how he's racing up at that field. We usually don't see him very much up in the front of the pack. And Isaac Nichols, one of the drivers whom Rogers Racing has just had a pretty big target to get a lot better since the start of the season. He missed the first race, and now he's really kind of struggling to get back on track. However, the 13 truck definitely has some speed under it, and you can see it here, especially the 98 behind him, not too far back with Tristan Allen. Rogers Racing has had a lot of tough decisions that they've had to make so far, and most of it has just been regarding this 13 truck, considering the fact that he's missed a few opportunities and has fallen below that cut line. Thank God for him that he only has missed one race so far this season. So Isaac Nichols hoping that this race can get him better in the standings, at least for his team, as Jake Rogers has stated that he is probably he might be cutting the team back next year. However, one of these drivers who has not had any problems whatsoever, considering where he started from, Colin Denton in the 19 truck. He has had one of the greatest seasons that I think I've ever seen with someone who started without any sponsors and underfunded equipment. And right now he's running his first full-time sponsor, Curtis Wright, on that truck. And this deal will go all the way to the end of the season, except for Iowa Speedway, which he will be driving the Adventureland truck again. But kudos to Colin Denton in that 19 truck, putting it all out on the line, showing it that even if a driver doesn't have the best equipment, then he can still get the job done. And with a lot of midfield finishes, coming close to that cut line is just one of the best things that he could have been doing with this truck right now. And it's definitely paid off for him. As you can see right now, he is currently running in front of Daniel Bouchard and Steve Hickman. However, we see a yellow truck in the back. That's the 36 of Eric Monaco. He's looking to make this race a lot better than what he's seen recently with his current season, as it has not gone as well as he had hoped. Going back up to the front of the field, though, Revolution Racing running a 1 and 2. Al Agassi had won the last race at Kentucky, and his teammate currently holds the points lead, so this is really a good sight for the team owner there, as Mitchell Henderson has definitely been a surprise. But Al Agassi, he kind of fell behind at the very beginning of the season. However, recently he's been coming on strong and really has been showing a lot of strength since the start of the season. And this is really where you need to start picking it up if you haven't already. And we've already seen Al Agassi has what it takes to get the wins that he needs to get himself up in the standings. And he is currently sitting, I believe, third in point standings, right behind, I believe, the 25 of Jason Kranz and the 88 of Mitchell Henderson, as both of those drivers definitely have been running as consistent as possible. And kudos to Mitchell Henderson. He's the only driver, he's the only driver in the top 5 that does not have a win, and he is currently leading in points. And wins in this series are significant because second place is worth 35 points, and while you think a win might be worth 36, it's actually worth 60 points, and that's definitely where the disparity lies in victories. So if you can get a win in this series, you're definitely going to be better off than if you don't win any races. However, one of the drivers that is hoping to make his debut a good one, Dave Kennedy in the 61 Mopar truck. He's going to be racing the rest of the season in that truck, hoping to get some decent qualifying efforts in. But right now, this is a great start to his season, debuting on his first attempt at trying to make a race, and currently running not in the best position, but definitely better than what you might expect for a rookie. And considering the fact that he's in pretty good equipment too, he's definitely not going to disappoint this team. And I can tell right now that he is going to do some pretty decent things for this team. As the 61 truck right now, he's pretty fast, and that's not putting it lightly. Although he does have a lot of drivers that are definitely faster than him, it could benefit him drastically with the way he's running right now. Currently sitting, I believe, 22nd or 21st, somewhere around 20th position is where that 61 truck right now is sitting. Going back up to the front, as we see the 88 and the 3 trucks are currently still leading. However, the 80 truck of Derek Yarworth is going to be peeling off towards pit lane. We already see Fraudemar Otts in that 543 Toyota sitting on pit lane getting service. As we see more trucks peeling off towards pit lane, Rick Witt is going to lead the rest of this field down for that first round of pit stops, as we're going to see in the next lap. Al Lagasse is going to be taking to the pit lane, and he's going to bring a whole host of trucks behind him. This will be your biggest group to come into pit lane, and Al Lagasse is going to lead them down into pit lane. But Kenny Washington, what we saw the 88 was leading going down the front straightaway, but Kenny Washington took the lead from the 88 of Mitchell Henderson coming into pit lane, and he will have a better chance at getting that points, at getting the lead of the race now that he's already gotten past the 88 on track. However, he's not going to have a good time seeing that 3 truck just barreling towards him. He tries moving up, but he knows that all it's going to do is cause a wreck. And so he moves over, and the 3 truck goes flying by him. Al Lagasse in the 3 truck, definitely the fastest driver on track right now. And pit stops may have played into strategy a little bit, as some of these teams may have made adjustments that may or may not hurt the team, but it's definitely better than not having any adjustments at all, especially if your car is not the way you want it. However, one driver who seems to have made some of the best adjustments throughout the race right now, Eric Monaco, part of a 5-truck breakaway for the lead. He is currently sitting in second right now, right behind the 3 truck of Al Lagasse, your current race leader. And Monaco's season can be described as mediocre or pretty bad at best for someone of his caliber driver, considering he drives Red Stallion Racing and is second in points in the Copperhead Amateur Series. And so something to be aware of there. However, he is showing at least how well of a driver, how well he can actually drive that truck, as he is currently sitting in second place right now, and I definitely see the potential in the 36 truck of Eric Monaco right now, as he can, much like his teammate Kieran Pangborn, he has the ability to get a win. He's just not been able to bring in the luck to get those wins. And so Eric Monaco's definitely trying to search for speed anywhere he can find it, and it looks like he's found it in this race. However, Jason Kranz looking to dive under him, but just doesn't make the move under the 36 truck right now. A bit of an interesting note, Jacob Poole is coming in with Toys R Us on the hood, but he came out on track with Twitch.tv and Amazon on the hood. Current news is that Toys R Us has closed down and they are not able to sponsor the 06 truck anymore. So they had to scramble to find a new sponsor. Twitch.tv and Amazon decided this is one of the best teams in the series so far. Why not help these guys out? And especially now, Jacob Poole is one of the more interesting drivers. Mike Monacy, while he's not making a lot on monetization right now, seems like Jacob Poole is, as he's running a stream right now on Twitch.tv as this race is going on. So if you'd like to see the in-car views and listen to the in-car audio from the 06 of Jacob Poole, he is currently streaming on Twitch right now. So the MSCA has allowed him to do so, as they have done with Mike Monacy whenever he makes the races and does his qualifying. So a pretty good deal for the 06 of Jacob Poole, as he definitely has had now he has a more interesting sponsor to deal with. So obviously something to take into account with that 06 truck. Tristan Allen, driver, we talked about him before, but driving the 98 leaf filter truck for Rogers Racing, going 3 wide, however, as he takes it inside 3 wide of the 19 truck, as the 37 of Daniel Bouchard pretty much left out to dry in that one. But Tristan Allen, you could say his season has kind of gone down the toilet in the recent races. He has not had the success that he was hoping for, almost to the point where some people don't even know he's a driver in the series when they talk to him outside of the track. So Allen definitely looking for some speed, and right now he has speed. Currently sitting 9th on the grid right now following the 19 truck of Colin Denton. So a few drivers that we're seeing just kind of essentially coming out of the woodwork, as we saw Eric Monaco take a line to block Zachary Fitzwater on the front straightaway in order to not get passed. But Tristan Allen is a driver with the potential to get victories, and honestly, he's a decent team owner as well. As we're coming down to the very end of the race, lap number 60, which means that we have 5 laps to go. Jason Kranz in the 25 still leading over the 3. He took the lead after the 28 and the 36 ended up falling off of the pace and ended up in that second group, as you saw there. But Jason Kranz, Kenny Washington, and Al Lagasse, all 3 of these drivers with wins, so one of these guys is going to get their second win of the season. Right now, Jason Kranz has the top spot, and Al Lagasse is really looking to try and get it. Caution flag is out. Caution lights are going off, so the caution is out. And this means this is your last lap, as whoever makes it down to the stripe, and it looks like Jason Kranz might have just won this race. As he comes across the line, and Jason Kranz will take the caution flag and will most likely take the checkered flag unless his car encounters any problems, as they will come across the line under caution. Jason Kranz will be your victor here at Indianapolis as we finish this race under caution. A pretty anticlimactic ending, to be honest, but we're going to go back and see exactly what caused this incident, and it's going to be a pretty disappointing. We were talking up the 61, but he ends up getting involved. We're watching from Kieran Pangborn's roof camera. You can see the 61 flying in there. Oh, and Tanya Breyer coming out of nowhere. I didn't even see her get into that. But it looks like maybe the 38 kind of turned the 61 into the infield on the straightaway, and that's exactly what actually happens. Breyer came up. Looks like the 61 kind of came down, and they just couldn't hold it at that speed on the little apron there, and Tanya Breyer hard hit into the wall and gets slammed in the back end by the 24, and that is going to end her day just shy of getting that of the rest of the race. As well as Dave Kennedy, he was running a decent race, currently sitting in 21st when that wreck happened, and just slamming that outside wall. A hard hit for both the 61 and the 38. Kieran Pangborn suffering some major damage, but Jason Kranz doing his burnouts for his victory here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. That is going to do it for the race here, and let's get into your results. Jason Kranz with his second win on the season. Al Lagasse, second place, a decent finish for him. Kenny Washington in third. Zachary Fitzwater fourth. Arnold von Hindenburg will finish off in fifth. And this is definitely going to hurt Mitchell Henderson, currently sitting in 6th. Tristan Allen 7th. Great finish by Eric Monaco, sitting in 8th. Daniel Bouchard in 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is Colin Denton in the 19 truck. Bill Cox 11th. 12th is Justin Zeidel. Derek Yarworth 13th. 14th Russ Kamaski. 15th Steve Hickman. 16th Kurt Trencherman. 17th Ryan Kendall after starting way back in the field. 18th Nick Pericles. 19th Isaac Nichols after starting up at the front of the field. And Eli Bright rounding out your top 20 positions. A few drivers to highlight here. Justin Zeidel started at the very back of the field. He made his way up to 12th position, so that's a good run by him. And Jake Rogers is probably pretty happy about the way his team finished, although Isaac Nichols dropping a lot of positions over the rest of this race. Rick Witt going to finish off in 21st. Jacob Poole in that Twitch Amazon car is going to finish 22nd. 23rd, Gatlin Downey. 24th, Cesar Chavez for one of the unsponsored trucks. He finished in front of Nathan Howman, who had a terrible day today. Could not find speed in qualifying or in the race. Ends up finishing 25th. 26th, Alexander Rowe. 27th, Jennifer Power, who also fell back very hard during the race. Igor Barreto, 28th. 29th, Alex Cage. And 30th is going to be Jack Porkins. 31st, Giovanni Barraza. 32nd, Antonino Russo, who's just had a terrible season ever since the mid-season. Kieran Pangborn obviously getting hit with damage. Fraudemar Otts going a lap down through during the race, did not get involved in that incident, and the two drivers end up not finishing the race due to that crash would be Dave Kennedy in the 61 and Tanya Breyer in the number 38. A big disappointment for both of those drivers as they were coming down to the very end of the race. And Jason Kranz taking the points lead by 2 points over Mitchell Henderson. So this is coming a tight points race At Legacy, within one race distance of taking over the points lead, Nathan Howman right behind him, and Kenny Washington still in striking distance as well with 254 points. Bouchard and Kamoski still have to have a few races to go. Meanwhile, the rest of your top 10 still have a long way to go to make it up to that top of the board. Derek Yarworth in 195 points, 11th. Kieran Pangborn has fallen off the top 10 after his victory at Circuit of the Americas. 13th is Alexander Rowe. Ryan Kendall 14th. Rick Witt, surprising to see him still in the top 20. 15th, he finished 8th last year. 16th, Zachary Fitzwater. 17th, Antonino Russo. 18th, Justin Zeidel. 19th, Kurt Trencherman. 20th, Jennifer Power, who's tied with Kurt Trencherman right now. And Tristan Allen is the biggest story. He dropped so far down in points, surprising to see with his finish. But he is now back in 21st. 22nd is Eli Bright. 23rd is Eric Monaco. 24th, Isaac Nichols. 25th, Steve Hickman, who was on the bubble, and now Tanya Breyer sits on the bubble after finishing dead last in that race. However, drivers Ace Garcia and Colin Denton are fighting over that bubble spot in 27th. 29th, Gatlin Downey, and Stephen Thompson, one of the part-time drivers, in 30th. 31st, Jacob Poole, after a decent finish from him, or an average finish from him. Fernando Olieza, missing a lot of races, has dropped off of that bubble spot. Chris Malley missing this race as well. Derek Hamill also missing. Igor Barreto moving up the field as he made 2 races in a row this time. Alex Cage also making a race and is now tied with his teammate, and it's kind of surprising there. Porkins and Otts and Schwepka, possibly the last time we'll see Schwepka on this board until the last. But that's going to be it for Indianapolis. We'll see you guys next time at Indianapolis Raceway Park.